Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Raynday Gaming. The standard intro, but a different video because a lot of you have been waiting for this one. My thoughts on OB64. I'm going to give it to you straight now, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking going into this next patch. Let's start off right away and just say that I think that OB64 was definitely a shock to the community, but we've gone through a lot of different shocks before. Essence was a bit of a shock. The TTK change when we went out of, I think, closed beta into open beta, it was very, very shocking for the community as the game essentially changed in its core state. Now, I think that overall Paladins and its core state is not changing too much in terms of gameplay, although there are some balancing things that will be taking place in OB64, and as the patches go on, obviously some tuning, but those are just numbers. That's not really core gameplay, and I can see that a lot of people are really thinking about this card system and whether they like it or whether they like the old system or not. I can tell you that there have been a lot of people in the Paladins community, and I've personally seen come and go. I saw a lot of people leave when we did Essence. I saw a lot of people leave when we did the TTK change, but a lot of new people walked in the door, and a lot of people understood that even though they were staying, they weren't sure how the game was going to go. Eventually, Hi-Rez got it right, and I think that that's always where my money has been. I think that Hi-Rez has been very good to me overall, and I've really loved working at the company for the last year and some change. I do have to say, though, that I think there's obviously a disconnect between how people view my relationship within the company, and I think that that's important to kind of set straight. I'm not a developer. I don't have anything to say about whether these changes go through. I just react to them as a gamer. I'm almost like you guys where I game, but I game in a public fashion as a spokesperson, as a face of the company, and I'm very proud of that. Obviously, you guys think that, you know, people coming out and being very upset with changes is something that I think you know, I've seen people expect of me and as a content creator, but I think that, as you can understand, that's extremely unprofessional to do. I think in any regard, whether you're working for the company or not, I think we've fallen into a state of a lot of anger and a lot of upsetness. And I would just say, if you want your feedback considered in any fashion, whether you're a YouTuber, whether you're a pro, whether you're a viewer, whether you're just a guy who cruises on Twitch streams and plays Paladins casually, you have to also consider the way you give your feedback. I know frustration often takes precedent, and sometimes our emotions get the better of us because we all are very passionate about this game. But how you give feedback can determine whether that feedback is heard or not. Have you ever said the right thing to the wrong person in the right thing to the right person in the wrong way? For instance, pick up your damn clothes off the counter and go ahead and clean your room. That could be good information, could be good feedback. He could have a messy ass room, you never know. But the idea is that the way you said it maybe seems like, I'm getting yelled at again and I'm just going to tune out. I think a lot of people have gone into that mode where you're now familiarizing yourself with more of a mob mentality, so to speak, where you're kind of just in the echo chamber. You're not really separating yourself in terms of a conversation or a point that you're bringing up, especially in my comment section. And I'm only speaking for personal experience here as a YouTuber and as a person who owns a Twitter and has gotten comments in there. As far as OB64, what are my thoughts? Am I excited about it? Yes. Do I want to have it now? Yes. Why, Raynday? Why? Are you completely in for this new change? Do you think it's going to be the best thing ever? The answer is I don't know, and I can't know. I've never played it. I've never played it with you guys. We all haven't experienced it, so there's no way anyone can really know what's going to happen. There is no way to tell the future. If there was, I'd be a billionaire because I would have bet on, you know, whatever sports thing that I needed to, like Back to the Future did, and just make all my money that way. But there's no way to tell for certain what will go on, and so I think that the only things that we can control are our attitudes around these changes, our ways that we give feedback, despite the feedback that we're giving probably having some value. The ways I think we can give it is a lot better. I don't think it's appropriate to say something about OB64 if I'm making a personal tweet about my health or my personal injury. I don't think that's appropriate. And I think when you can't separate that and you get lobbed into people who will do that, it starts to dilute the actual good stuff that's coming through. So that's just some advice if you guys wanted it. The reason I want OB64 now is because I want to get into it and get that experience. I think a lot of people have said, you know, this isn't the Paladins that I think I want. And some people have said, this Paladins looks great. Whatever you say, wherever you are, the only thing that matters is that you move forward, that you live in the moment. And right now, a lot of people are living in hypotheticals, so to speak, in my opinion, as to what might happen and how it might feel. I'm going to be personally taking my account and just leaving it as is. I'm not going to be purchasing any crazy chests past the champion chests that I own. I might do a couple a day because that's maybe pretty normal since I have a ton of gold, but I'm not going to be using crystals to kind of augment my experience. I'm going to be playing OB64 just like you guys, and I think that's important. So stay tuned to the channel and see what that's like. I'm going to be giving my honest opinion on that, and if I feel that, oh, the grind's pretty hard here, or it's pretty accessible here, or I'm still enjoying it, or oh man, this is a totally different experience, I'm going to share that with you guys. The point is, though, that I want from now on the communication to be more communication rather than just lashing out, because that doesn't solve anything. That doesn't help. That doesn't encourage more conversation and more information getting to all of you when there is really most likely when everyone can just expect that, oh, it's just going to be, you know, a lash out. That's personally why I haven't been very comfortable making a lot of videos on my own channel. It has nothing to do with anything but the fact that I know there's a bunch of people who don't even watch my video going to go downvote it. They're going to go say cancel OB64. And I'm out here working real hard during the holidays trying to just make my channel work and trying to grow and trying to become a better person and a better YouTuber and a content creator. And I'm just going to it's all going to get weighed down by this. And so I want to just say, I think there's a better way to handle it. I can encourage you and say that I don't think any person wants that for any individual in the community. I could say that I don't want that for other YouTubers and other content creators who are grinding, trying to create careers for themselves and build audiences, for that to be ruined for something they're not, you know, involved in, and a lot of misplaced backlash. The last thing I will say is that I am very, very happy with the way Hi-Rez has always juggled changes of this nature. I feel like we have definitely, like I mentioned earlier, we've gone through 3 distinct moments, in my opinion, where the game totally changed. And all of those moments had very, very negative backlashes, in my opinion, from what I saw on my personal channel, from what I saw on my Twitter. People were reaching out to me and they weren't excited about them and very, very scared that a game that they loved was going to change at its core. And I think that those changes have always been relatively well guided in terms of how they've developed and taken place over the course of the weeks after they've been introduced. I don't expect things to go perfectly. I don't ever expect any patch to go perfectly. And if you've played Paladins long enough, you know that there are always things that get tuned after they get released. That's just the way this game works. When you update things every 2 weeks as a company, that's going to be what happens. You're going to know that putting out content isn't necessarily immediate perfection, but it's a work in progress that will get better with each patch. And that's how I feel about OB64. I am willing to bet and continue to bet on Hi-Rez because it's a company that's inspired me. It's a company that I love and have loved because of the way that they've always been willing to iterate. And yes, there are moments where things are downs and ups. There are those moments where you feel that way and you experience that in your games. I wouldn't expect any game, any company to not contribute to those in your life as well. But I think that as a person, this is a great learning experience for all of you and anyone who's been involved in the Paladin scene to improve your communication skills, but also to kind of go forward and realize that what can you do to control your life in a little bit of a better way. So you're a little bit more sane. So you don't feel the need to lash out in anger, and you feel that you've said your piece and now you're living your life and you're enjoying it and you're waiting to see what happens. You're living in the moment. And I think that's something that I've tried to do. It's been difficult, but I'm very committed to doing it. And I think that I would love to see that come out from you. And if you guys need any help, any advice, if you like videos like this, if you want me to talk about how, tips to do that, I can give you guys tips, and that's something maybe we can bring up in another video. But overall, I just wanted to say that look at how you give feedback. I am committed to OB64 and the way that they are moving forward because I am committed to this company. I think that they've got a great track record and that we have got a great track record of changing things at Hi-Rez. And I expect that whether there are some bumps along the road, we will eventually get to our destination. We always have. I've never been proven wrong in that thus far, and I will continue to believe that and give the benefit of the doubt to this company that makes great games that I've fallen in love with, that have taken this young LA boy into the gaming industry across the country and has set up a new life where I am very, very happy to be a part of all of your lives in a different way and to be learning about this industry. I think you can understand that I obviously am hopeful, and I will get through it because as a gamer, I know I just go with the flow. I just do what I like. I play what I like. I play the champions I like. I do the things that I like. And that is all you guys have to worry about doing as well. You don't have to think too much else about it. And I also want to encourage you to give it a try. Just see what it feels like. And if you do find that there's something missing, if you do find that there's something that could raise your awareness or raise your engagement with this OB64, then I'd love to see you guys reply on forums, reach out in ways that are constructive so that that information can get back and that experience can get improved. Again, I'm going to be playing OB64. You'll see it on the channel. I'm going to be having the experience of kind of going through it as just not a high-res employee who gets free crystals and stuff like that. I'm just going to be using the stuff that I've earned as a gamer to do my progress. And outside of that, I will be gaming just like the rest of you guys in this update. So stay with me. I appreciate all of you guys who have been very, very helpful. I felt like I wanted to say this because a lot of people wanted to say just, Raynday, say what you want about OB64, come out, say it. That's what I have to say. And I'm excited for it to come out. I almost wish that it would come out yesterday or today so we can just get into it because, we're talking a lot about it. I would just rather get into it personally. But again, looking to improve, looking to polish. I think the changes are in the right direction. Let me know if you think that that's incorrect, but I really think they are. So thanks so much for listening, guys. I appreciate it. I know it was a little informal, but I wanted to get some thoughts out there, and hopefully you guys can understand at least where I'm coming from and what I'm looking towards in this OB64 patch. Absolutely, always things to improve on, but I think that ultimately, like I said, despite the bumps in the road, we will all get there as a community of Paladins, just gamers at Hi-Rez. We will all get there in the end. I have faith. I encourage you all to have faith as well. Even if you can't see it now, I encourage you to just give it a try and keep doing your best and keep gaming and having fun. Thanks so much, guys. As always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I will see you all next time.